Hi. Have you thought about death often? Whoa, where did that come from? Ah, it's because I watch Joshi wrestling. They have a wrestler named Ram, and she just represents nothing. Like my soul. Because if you watch Joshi wrestling, you have no soul. Take Exhibit A. This strange creature is a wild Chie Koshikawa. This wild Chizo may seem like she has a soul, the bright colors, the fact that she seems to see everything for the first time, every single time she sees it, despite being in this building every day. Oh, it's cause she's blank. With no soul. No, I have to recognize that perhaps there does exist a myriad of vessels who do contain souls that are bright and unstained by the pits of everyday reality, who have yet to go hollow and exist just because there is simply nothing else better to do. And because I am a Joshi fan, I choose to ignore the everyday hell that surrounds us with the countless social media voices of nothing, floods of banal takes, and mediocrity surrounding mediocrity, while the wealth gap increasingly gets larger and larger, while people increasingly argue about mundane and banal things while being laughed at by people these things will never affect, and enjoy cute things instead. Oh, was that too much? Sorry, I'm a Joshi fan, and my favorite wrestling company, no, my favorite wrestling scene dictates that I am the best type of fan. Sorry they ruined the video already, but remember, at least you have a soul still. But hold on to those precious 21 grams of infinite consciousness, my dearly dear, rather deprived tarnish of ye little known regard, and prepare for it to be torn out of your ethereal body and tossed into a tiny box labeled "This be you," as judged by "This be Meerkat," this now evil and conniving and mean Meerkat Ultra. You won't survive without flooding into the comments and be like, typical Joshi fan. I am opening the flood doors and seeing what happens when I tell you, yes, you, what your favorite wrestling company says about you. That I totally stole from my favorite cringe demon, Lucy Pyre, who totally did her version based on this video, all insanely more popular and well thought out than this Meerkat. This is of course based on my PhD in the science of the squared circle, from the same school as Tom Pritchard, Isaac Yankem, Steve Williams, and Britt Baker. Wait. Yeah, Britt Baker, DMD. So yes, everyone is gonna take this video far more seriously than they should, but this is wrestling, damn it, an art form people take far more seriously than their own lives. Let's get into it.
Who's ready for story time with
Meerkat?
Meerkat?
Meerkat. That's a fat meerkat.
Meerkat's a social AF.
Don't bite me, don't bite me, don't bite me.
Your screens should be exploding from all the adorableness that's going on right now.
Please, bro.
We are here with our gorgeous Meerkat.
But at one restaurant in Geelong, it's the Meerkat who's the star.
Gotta start with the top, right? The top of all wrestling. The kings of the wrestling world. The titans of the industry on top of the pond where only little fish exist. That's right, Choco Pro Wrestling. If Choco Pro Wrestling is your favorite promotion, then you're this guy by the window. But if you're a real person who's got nothing else better to do at 3 a.m. in the morning, you can either sleep or join the chat and try to find something negative about anyone there, because you won't, you won't, no, you won't, because this is pure purity in wrestling, and it needs to be protected at all costs. And Choco Mints are the best. They just are. I mean, I don't make the rules. But with the WWE, oh boy, the floodgates are open, folks. The floodgates are open. If you're a die-hard WWE for life and you're like 20 or 30 years in watching the WWE, you like watching bad TV just for the 1 minute of greatness. This is not The Walking Dead. This is not Game of Thrones. This is not even House of Dragon. This is just corporate TV wrestling. You might just be a very clingy person who relies on the tiny moments where life actually works. You love suffering so much that you are willing to watch hours of bullshit over and over and over again, while huffing the biggest, most addictive copium and write blocks of delusional, unreadable text on Reddit interpreting WWE storylines like the writers of The Sopranos or something and going, cinema! Because the only actual cinema you have ever watched was when Robert Downey Jr., a guy who seems to live life desperately fighting the urge to do drugs, playing a guy desperately fighting the urge to drink until he pisses Hulk, crying to a teenager in a pro wrestling costume. in space. But when actually presented with cinema, true cinema of long scenes that are boring as fuck, like this house being burned away for one long take that actually took them 2 takes because they botched it because the director is a total hack. Not at all the greatest of all time, no, not at all. Or even mainstream cinema by A24 that Midwestern white moms can watch and feel cultured and go, Joaquin Phoenix, oh, you go. I don't read subtitles. Cinema! You're the type who would put up with a toxic relationship as long as seemingly possible, but not an abusive toxic relationship, more like a sad, comical relationship like the other partner is clearly doing so well, and even though they are a dumb and stupid, clearly don't care about you, counting the billions and billions and dollars in ad revenue and all the stocks, oh, but you are on your knees praying to the pedestal you placed them on because childhood. You're the type that hate lurks your ex-girlfriend on Instagram and be like, no one breaks up with me! You beady-eyed working-class slog staring at her smile in a way you've never seen before because you can't even remember how she smiled at you, only sneered and yelled and drove you more and more insane. Yes, eat that red pill, son. You probably don't even care at all about other promotions, or worse yet, refuse to acknowledge they even exist. Oh, that AEW company. Oh, we got Cody Rhodes. We got Jade Cargill. We won. We finished the story. The story. And Vince? Oh, is that too soon? Nah, we got Lesnar. Oh, I'm sorry. Is that too soon? But the game, he's not in the game. I want to play Lesnar in the game. How dare you? What can I do? That's for the legal team. This is entertainment. God forbid we disassociate from reality. But the bloodline is the greatest storyline in the history of... Sorry. I have no soul. Anyways, you are Marvel fans, and honestly, you could just be one of the cool ones, you know? They exist. They go, I like WWE. And I don't like the other shit, but cool that you do, you know? Doesn't bother me, you do you. You know, that kind of honesty gets me a big, wet, rubbery one anyways. Or you're like, I don't watch WWE. I only watch NXT. Okay, Mr. Cool Dude, look at Mr. Badass over here. But if you watch AEW, you fucking love wrestling. You fucking love wrestling. You fucking loved wrestling so much. You were the type to lurk the forums back when the forums were the Wild West and argue about the contrivance of a Canadian destroyer and how dumb John Cena was. You liked wrestling so much that, for a short period of time, indie wrestling became a parody of itself to the point where work rate was the strangest conversation out there, and still fucking is. And you like wrestling so much that it matters. Oh, it matters. It's the only thing that matters, Meerkat. It's called wrestling. You like wrestling so much, you love wrestling. You want them to fight forever. Or you just love these guys. This guy especially this guy. And like the promise the company seemed to deliver in the early days, especially with women's wrestling in respect to the Joshis, despite a pandemic happening. I believe the percentage of women's wrestling lately was like fuck percent or something, you know? I have to go back to my tunnels and dig up the non-existent data from the lands of fucking nowhere. It's not even a women's division if you're gonna relegate their best work to fuck all places only your die-hard core audience give two shitas about. But Mercedes is here now. Who knows? Honestly, the AEW roster, as this is being written, is insanely stacked. You got Will Ospreay, you got Kazuchika Okada, you got Takeshita, Moxley, Danielson, Jay White, Eddie Kingston, Orange Cassidy, fuck you, Orange Cassidy, and Riho. Oh, Riho. You are the Star Wars fan, but not the typical casual Disney Star Wars fan, or even OG Star Wars fans of the original trilogy. No, you are a fan of the expanded universe, the EU, yep, the books. You are the type of fan that knows that Luke Skywalker marries Mara Jade and has a son named Ben. You would know that Han and Leia have twins, Jason and Jaina, and that Jason does Kylo Ren before Kylo Ren and joins the dark side as Darth Caedus. You would know about Lubaka. You would know. If you don't, it's because you're not a Star Wars fan, just like you're not a wrestling fan. If you don't know who anyone AEW debuts without a video package whatsoever, don't know who this random person Tony brought in to wrestle is? Not a wrestling fan. That's AEW fans. You kinda suck, but you kinda rule. But you kinda suck, but you kinda rule. But I'm also like, you know, from a mainstream American TV wrestling point of view, I'm on your side as long as Kenny Omega is there and Tony Khan keeps doing this at press conferences.
I'm serious. I'm not going to sit back and take this fucking shit.
But remember, TK is still a billionaire. I praise no billionaires. Ring of Honor. By ROH, I do not mean the old school Ring of Honor that influenced everything you see today. I mean Tony Khan's Ring of Honor. If TK's ROH is your GOAT. Why?
Why?
Is this a phase, Dad? Dad? Oh, that's right. We're out of milk. And I'm lactose intolerant. Now Impact Wrestling, I mean TNA Wrestling. Nothing wrong with it. It became a meme so many times and survived it all that it's actually kind of admirable. I mean, they survived Jeff Hardy high on pay-per-view against Sting. They survived Orlando Jordan. There's nothing wrong with enjoying TNA Wrestling. They got Bobby Fish. I consider them the land of experimentation because look how much mainstream wrestling was either influenced or downright stole from them. The knockouts, the cinematic wrestling, the random ass really dumb matches they have. Ken Shamrock, they will try anything. I mean, they let Matt Hardy be Matt Hardy. They do a whole reality show hosted by Rosemary. Su Yung went to hell. It's okay to like TNA. That's not a hot take. However, if TNA Wrestling is your favorite promotion, if you're an Impact Wrestling Zone loyalist, dare I say, TNA original, I'm willing to believe that you hold the craziest conspiracy theories in your mind. Where's the tinfoil hat? Just like this man. Do I need to check your retweets and likes, sir? Holy shit, what in Jimmy Jacobs are you believing in? Meerkat, we are totally allowed to like what we want. Shut up, this is my skit. And Impact Wrestling loyalists make me think of the debut episode of Hulk Hogan's War against Monday Night Raw, where the fans chanted, "Who needs Brett? Who needs Brett?" Like, who remembers that little skirmish? It's more like a high school bully battle. Impact, Dixie, Hogan, Bish, Russo. What were you doing? However, there is more in American wrestling, but this video is running long already, so I'll do some quick fire ones. Pro Wrestling Gorilla, you are a toxic gamer who hasn't caught up with modern streaming yet. Shimmer. Do they exist still? Oh, they don't. Oh, damn. Damn. DPW. I hear so many good things about DPW, but admittedly haven't seen a single show. Thus, if DPW is your favorite promotion, you are the kid with a CD case full of obscure metal bands that either rocked or were terrible. I mean, I haven't seen it, so I don't know which just yet, but this is how I discovered Gwar, you know, so GCW, Game Changer Wrestling. You are that punk rock kid in school who wore a Misfits shirt and smoked weed in the back of the cafeteria during lunch. You're someone who just hates the mainstream of any kind, which, if so, I totally feel your vibe, totally. Be it punk rock or not, the alternative of the 90s, the emo phase, whatever Zoomers are doing now. I got you. 10 out of 10. I know I wasn't rating anything before, but fuck it, it's my big science and they have Effie. And I respect Effie far more than so many wrestlers, and I hope that triggered people. Meerkat, I'm just a fan of indie wrestling. Just indie wrestling. Like, okay, buddy, you and the local video store guy are the same. But video stores don't exist, Meerkat. Oh, damn, they don't? Oh, fuck, man. Either way, we don't need any more Quentin Tarantinos of obscure wrestling lore either. There's already enough creepy dudes releasing their love nectar over custom studio film barefoot women's matches. Or they host podcasts. The scene can survive without ya. Go back to Pornhub. But there are many who frown upon American wrestling. I remember them in the forums being like, I only strictly like Puroresu. Puroresu. You're just like a film student. I prefer the cinema verite style of Jean-Luc Godard to the styles and sensibilities of a Casavetes. You like to look at pro wrestling as combat sports with theatrics, okay, Josh Barnett, and you want it filmed as such. New Japan, when their wrestlers are absolutely on it, is the best male wrestling on the planet. There's a purity to their art form because that's how they treat it. Like an art form, and you can feel it. The quiet stillness in the audience as they respect each moment in between the spot until they can't help but scream and shout and get into it and go, Kenny! Kenny! It's beautiful, truly, but honestly, for the majority of the time, I find it boring. But if Nuge is your favorite pro Muge, you are the film student and sometimes you talk about it like such. You will sit and watch a 30-minute match that is nothing but professional wrestling at its core and drink wine while watching it. Ah, theater. Or you go, ah, this is real.
Look at my furrows of worry.
Or you go, ah, real graps. You gawk in awe and chef kiss at the subtle callbacks between Okada and Sonata. This is years in the making, Meerkat. Did you know that? Meerkat? Meerkat? Or you only watch New Japan Pro Wrestling when the G1 happens. And you know what? Based 10 out of 10. And I'm not saying you're elitist, that would be delusional. Delusional like watching NWA and thinking that's the best of all time. Oh my god, only fans of Billy Corgan and his nasally, I wanna go for a ride. Watch whatever his midlife crisis led him to. If Noah is your favorite promotion, you watched WCW growing up. Nah, don't come at me with the best wrestling on the planet. You are lying, you are huffing copium. No, Meerkat, you're clearly nitpicky and biased. I'm not listening. DDT is your favorite promotion? Oh good, you like absurd stupid shit and you use the very good wrestling to justify to other wrestling fans. Don't. Just embrace the stupid. Just be stupid like Mao, this empty-headed stud who's stupid and silly and believes corn is like from aliens and stuff like that, but he's fucking hot as fuck. They also have Takeshita and Yuki Ueno and Kaisei Takechi. Oh my god! Oh my god! This guy! Look at those chicks of steel!
Giga fucking Chad! Holy shit!
Look, they have a lot of insanely hot men in this promotion, you know? A lot, like, my god, like a lot. And they sell photos like Stardom does, but it's so much sexier. Like, heal me, doctor. Oh, what? Wait, what? Nothing wrong with me? Give me 1 second. I just broke my ankle. Oh, I need you to heal me. Oh, no, pain's not in the ankle. A little higher. Look, as DT says, it's fucked up wrestling for a fucked up world.
If you wanted me to suck your dick, you could have just said it. You're absolutely forgiven. Let's go to the next one.
Stardom. What? What are you, bald? 50? Dude of an Asian king? Well, at least according to Jim Cornette and people who like to slurp him. Nah, you watch Stardom for the premiere Joshi's mixed in with quality production, on-time Stardom World uploads, and Stardom spoiling the end of all their pay-per-view matches while still going. You can buy the pay-per-view right here. Buy it, please buy it. You watch for well-told stories with brilliant callbacks that don't insult you too much. Or not at all. Nah, you could be a super fan, or you're the type who probably gatekeeps to your 300 followers and thinks anyone who finds any Joshi cute or attracted to immediately be an Asian fetish dude who needs to be destroyed and tossed into the infernal abyss, locked away with every other sexual deviant because you, yourself, have never been in a relationship or it's been like 10 years. Or you probably have a Joshi as your profile pic right now and you're all like, I don't watch that American crap. Which places you amongst the same fandom as anime stans and K-pop stans, and honestly, don't be ashamed of that. The best wrestling, music, entertainment, and even movies just so happens to be in Asian countries. I mean, South Korean cinema has been killing it for decades. This also includes South Asia too, because let's not forget our homies from India. I know I did. It's only something to be ashamed of. If you are ashamed of it, which is probably because you actually have a kink for Asians. But if that's the case, you should probably keep it to yourself and not lust over Joshis in public or even on Twitter or take photos. They are just trying to do their job. Don't come at me with but they're wearing revealing outfits in the camera. It's just right there. When the camera would do the same thing if it was Kota Ibushi wearing absolutely nothing at all. Which, come on, Kota. Do that. Or perhaps you just like cute things because deep down inside you are a teenage girl and love all things cute, because guess what? Cuteness equals happiness. If it makes you smile, it's a good thing. Because again, Joshi fans have no souls, and we need cuteness to sustain our souls, like it's Dark Souls burning humanity at the bonfire to become human again. We need it. Proof? Look at people who find TJPW to be their favorite company. They go teach better and watch the Up Girls' full performance and wave at Sherry Namba. Godless heathens under a cult. They believe that Raku is a god. Then Ram had a relationship with said god, which makes her Satan. And then they got back together again in unholy matrimony. The Joshis sing an introductory hymn in the style of classic idol pop in the congregation seats as Chris Brooks and Balling Aki do their sermon, which is the best commentary in wrestling over goddamn foolishness, like a superhero who has a match where they press a red button and the match changes, or a French aristocrat from the French Revolution, or magical sugar rabbits, or gods with magic sleeping powers and a love for trains, or violent fights in pools, or this bee girl, or palm screaming, or Wakana, or Maki Ito, or Has anyone seen Akari Noah? Anyone? Hello? Is Akari Noah still here? Ah! People who love Tej are like people who are not watching movies because of the movie itself, but because of every other reason other than the movie they are not watching for the movie itself.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Example, I had high school friends who were all like, oh my gosh, Orlando Bloom is so hot, and watched all of Lord of the Rings strictly for Orlando Bloom. Even this movie. Oh my gosh, Orlando Bloom is a boxer. You're someone who would rewatch an entrance over and over again and then post gifs of the entrance on Twitter as the match is happening. Tumblr is you, and you are Tumblr. You wake up and you go to the corner of your bed, say your Hail Rakus to the Church of Joshiism, and pray to your biases. Because this said person means a lot. They fill you with joy, and you enjoy watching them as much as a K-pop stan would to Sakura. Me, except I pray to the god that is Lisa. Hold strong to my bias that is Sakura, and bow down to the queen, Soyeon. But more than anything, you are in a cult, and you know what? You're in a happy cult. Everyone is smiling, and they're singing songs, and there is no Kool-Aid to drink and die a simultaneous mass pointless waste of life. Just Tej, never elevating anyone but Miyu Yamashita. But okay, perhaps you like other Joshi companies that are not Stardom or Tej. Perhaps you like all Joshi. That's probably because you met one too many of your heroes and were disappointed. You and anime fans are the same. You know what you like and you go for it. I have nothing bad to say about that. You're not reliant on a single corporate-backed company to provide you your joy. You are the decider of your joy. And honestly, so am I. I much prefer the artists who get to freelance and do what they want. Unless you're like just being a contrarian little like, I don't like mainstream, therefore it's... If your favorite promotion isn't a promotion and it's just one single Joshi, just one single Joshi, and you follow that Joshi around everywhere and watch where they are and watch whatever they do and get so mad when they lose no matter what. Like, how dare you book them and have them lose? Riho! You, my friend, are not a wrestling fan. You're a simp. But know what? Based. Be proud of it. Nothing wrong with it at all, honestly. Just stop pretending. And more importantly, do not cross the line, or I'll send the Punisher after you. But like an anime waifu version of Frank Castle, a cute anime Punisher girl. So, as you're bleeding out from the many bullet-laden holes after waifu Punisher unloads a whole magazine from her gigantic ass military-grade machine gun made even larger because it's an anime, she'll step on you with her bare feet. And that's it. That's it. No other wrestling promotions in the world. None at all. No, none in Thailand. There's monsters there anyways. Definitely none in Britain. You colonized the world, but wrestling be a little whimper. This guy? Yeah, right. I'm totally joking. I fucking love him. But what about Latin America? Nacho Libre. I'm kidding. To dive into the wrestling of Mexican and South American wrestling would be a dive I couldn't even begin to do. If any promotion in Latin America is your favorite, tell me, because as I always say, when it comes to the culture of a language I was not taught to fear from my own parents' upbringing, a culture that is both mine but alien at the same time, both familiar and not authentic. Mexican culture, that is, and whatever else the Spanish mixed in when they arrived centuries ago, pillaging everything into nothing, wiping millions and millions of my ancestors in the name of manifest destiny, leaving me, this Meerkat, with the DNA of fucking champions who survived millions of years of evolution and colonization, only to end up as me. Damn. Talk about cosmic joke, right? You are my heart and represent my mother's homeland and ancestry. Therefore, I got you. Always, homie. Right, Selena?
Anything for Salinas.
But wait, you forgot one type of wrestling fan, Meerkat. Because 1, what a generalization, jeez, dude. 2, true wrestling fans like all wrestling, not one promotion. What is this tribalism propaganda? What if I like all of it? All of it. Well, oh boy, man, oh boy. Well, if you actually do watch all wrestling and not just the matches you want to see, like literally all of it, 3 hours of Raw, 2 hours of NXT, 2 hours of SmackDown, 2 hours of Dynamite, however long Rampage and Collision are. Probably glad that Dark and Elevation were canceled so you have time to check out Ring of Honor and Impact and whatever else is happening in News and Noah and DDT and Dragon Gate, whatever happens in Tease. Oh, a Stardom pay-per-view at 4 a.m. in the morning. Oh, Stardom World finally uploaded 5 fucking shows in a row, gotta catch up. Oh, and Ice Ribbon, Marvelous, Oz Academy, Gleet, 2.5 Wrestling, Kaliga, Seedling, Sendai. Oh, Actress Girls, especially Actress Girls. That's me yelling that, and so much more. Look, you're probably the type who schedules what wrestling to watch, and in which case, hypothetical person, your hobby is your job. I hope you're getting paid for it because one day you will be outside and smell the fresh air and touch the grass and realize, wow, how many hours did I waste watching bullshit? Oh my friend, like how many hours you wasted in life at a traffic stop. You don't want the answer. It'll make you lose your soul. And then you'll be a Joshi fan. Thank you to all my Patreon sponsors. A lot of you have been here for like a year or so. I'm very happy to be constantly evolving, constantly doing what I'm trying to be doing. Your support is meaning everything to me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I have my newest one. We have Impossible 33. Thank you so much, as well as Doggo Snake. Oh, thank you, thank you. We also have Jeff, the Up Channel, Geek and Noah's Dad, Teach, Renee Valdez, Ace Trace, Maddox, Justin Stein, Matthew Pilatushka, Nose Fu, Terrence, Stanwork, Kev, Mullen, Adam K, Ray, Kanashige, Party Body 520, Juggernaut Graphics, Should Have Been on Wave, Aaron Zacharias, 45222. Ugh, I did it again. 45222. Oh, 45222s. I want victims. JLA. Julia sunglasses. We're gonna go with this pair today. Chihuahua, Paul Darren, Pickle Summer, Scott Racer, Steven Simmons, Covet, Tori D, Smoon, Little Chook Chook, Tony Davis, Jesse the Outlaw, Dodge, Morningstar, Real OG. Thank you so much, everyone. Seriously, thank you. You guys rock. Bye, Poi.